Hi, this is Ian from EssentialTennis.com. Welcome to this strategy session in which we're going to be talking about doubles and how and when to watch the ball. This question was submitted by Misha on the Essential Tennis Facebook page. And basically, I'm paraphrasing here, his question was, how can I focus on the ball as it's traveling back and forth when my opponent in doubles at the net is active and moving around? How can I keep from focusing on them and instead focus on the ball? And you might be surprised that my response to that is, well, you shouldn't always be looking at the ball. Sometimes you actually want to be focusing on that net player across from you. I'm going to describe exactly what I mean. So let's pretend that we're going through a point here. You are at the net, your partner is serving. They make the serve, the return is hit, cross court, and it's moving past you, back cross court. This is you right here. Now, the mistake that a lot of tennis players make in doubles is as the ball moves past them and back towards their partner who is still back at the baseline, they will go from, they will go from their ready position and literally turn and continue to watch the ball as it goes past them and back to their partner. So they're in this position where their body is facing the net, but their head is turned and they're watching to see what's going on behind them. Now, I don't have any problem with you taking a quick look and seeing if your partner is in trouble or not, or whether he or she is in balance and getting ready for a nice strong drive, or way over in the corner and barely getting a racket on the ball. It's okay to look back at your partner quickly to identify what kind of position they're in, but you should not be watching them actually hit the ball. The problem with that is, if you're watching your partner hit the ball, then that means your opponent at the nets, or even the one on the baseline, could be making a move that you don't know about. By the time your partner finally hits the ball, and again, you're kind of watching the ball come back over to your opponent's side of the net, it could be they have drastically changed their position on the court, and now all of a sudden, they're on top of the net, and you haven't done anything to prepare for what's an impending attack from your opponents or opponent, depending on exactly what happened while your partner was possibly scrambling and just getting a defensive shot back. So that's the problem, is tracking the ball too much and not being aware of what your opponents are doing in terms of their movement and their positioning. So what I suggest, Misha, and everybody else watching, is that after your opponent hits and the ball has traveled past you, I don't have any problem with you taking a peek momentarily to see what your partner is doing, see if they're in position, in balance, or out of balance. But before they hit the ball, your focus, here it is. Your focus should shift from the ball to your opponent across from you. You want to see what they're doing. Now, if your partner back behind you has put up a duck, a weak shot, you need to know whether or not this player is making a move to go cut it off. You'll be able to tell if your partner has put up a weak shot and whether or not this person is going to go cut it off based on their movement, based on their body language. If you see if as you're watching them across the net from you, you see their eyes go up, their racket raise, and they start to lean, they start to change their balance in the direction of maybe the middle of the court because they identify that they have a chance to cut the ball off, you'll get your earliest indication of whether or not that's going to happen by watching them. Just because your partner is in trouble doesn't necessarily mean this player is going to do anything about it. They might just be totally content to just stand here and let a weak ball float across the middle of the court. In which case, we need to be ready to move in and pressure our opponent back on the baseline. But if, on the other hand, this person does do something about it, we need to get the earliest indication possible, and that's only going to happen if we're watching our opponent across the net from us. So basically, your eyes should be shifting. Let's just kind of work our way through a sample point here quickly. Your eyes should be shifting from the ball to your opponent at the net. This is, there's more variables than this. I'm kind of simplifying and keeping it in a one up, one back formation just for the sake of discussion here. This is how a lot of club level points occur. Serve goes in play, return goes cross court, and the ball goes past you. So up until about here, go ahead and check out what's going on. Obviously, your partner was out of balance there. See what kind of balance your partner is in, see what kind of position they're in, and then shift your eyes towards this player here. If that player doesn't make a move and doesn't cut off the shot from your partner, then you should focus your attention back on the ball again, focus your attention on what's happening over here so that you can try to make your own move on the ball. If your opponent hits it past you again, then you can go ahead, check out what your partner is doing, and then refocus on your opponent across from you and kind of go through this process of watching the ball and then put your focus on your opponent across the net from you, and then refocus on trying to pressure the baseline player, and then watch the ball come back, watch your opponent across the net from you. So there should be this shift of focus as the ball travels back and forth, in front of you and behind you, in front of you and behind you. If you just watch the ball, you're going to miss a lot of information that your opponent at the net is going to be telling you if you're looking at them to pick up on it. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, there's more things at play than this, but this is just one video, so I just want to address just the one thing here. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Misha, thank you so much for submitting your question. I appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube right now, do me a favor and click like on this video and subscribe to the Essential Tennis channel so that you don't miss out on the rest of the videos that I'll be coming out with on singles and doubles strategy. And also, if you have a question for me to answer in one of these videos, post that down below in the comments and I'll do my best to get to it. So until next time, thank you so much for watching and take care.